Bonjour and welcome to Hawk News. This is my news partner, Allie.
And that's my news partner, Sheldon.
Our first story of today is
Untold Stories of Summit Ridge.
Hi, my name's Miss Host. I'm the clinic aide here at Summit Ridge. The most unusual incident that I had here so far in my days here as a clinic aide was when a kiddo was in PE class, jumping, came down on his leg and he dislocated his knee, which was off to the side. An ambulance had to be called and he went to the hospital for that.
Well, I had two stories. One, I had a student that jumped up and smacked the net, and when he did, his finger got caught in the net, and he came down and his finger didn't. So it dislocated it, and they sewed it back on, but he never got feeling in it. And I also had a student who had a glass eye, and we were playing team handball, and he got hit in the side of the head, and the glass eyeball popped out and was rolling on the floor. So after that, I learned in the contract that you guys signed that I want to know if there's any sort of things I need to know, like glass eyes and probably poor choices of jumping and hitting a net. That's all that's happened in my 22 years.
The one that comes to my mind first was probably the first time that a student got injured badly in my class. And we were working on stuffed animals like this. And this student came in and she sat her stuffed animal down. We were ready to start sewing, and I looked back and she had this terrible, fearful, or not fearful, but just painful expression all over her face. And what had happened, she'd come in, she'd put her arm down, her elbow down on the stuffed animal, and the back side of a needle that she had in her stuffed animal stuck into her elbow. And she was in pain, she was really hurting, so I took her down to the clinic, and it was not fun. She was hurting pretty badly. So those are the kinds of things that teachers remember when people get hurt in their classroom.
There was this kid one time who had a real cheap heart and it had been preserved for about 8 years, and all these kids have been handling it and he just licked it. Just acted like gross, you know, like try to do a fear factor in class. It was pretty nasty.
Parent-teacher conferences, and everybody was just kind of leaving, and of course I had things I had to get done in the art room, and so I just turned on the kiln, I shut the door, I lowered blinds, I started wiping down tables where parents and students were doing portfolio, kind of a student-led conference. And then all of a sudden, one of the light fixtures, metal light fixtures, fell on the ground. And 5 minutes later, the paper towel dispenser, you know how you wave your hand in front of the paper towel dispenser and it dispenses towels? There was nobody standing in front of the paper towel dispenser and it kept spitting out paper towels. So someone or something was standing in front of the paper towel dispenser. So figure it out. We have a ghost here at Summit Ridge.
Question. What time's lunch?
our lunch is at 10:30.
Well, I'm having hot lunch.
I'm having cold lunch.
So you're cold and you're hot? That reminds me of a song. Cause you're hot and you're...
Hi, we're here today to interview 8th grade lunch A and B to see what people like better, hot lunch or cold lunch, and why. What is better, hot lunch or cold lunch, and why?
Cold lunch because you can choose what you have. Cold lunch is a lot better because it's a lot healthier for you.
Cold lunch and why?
I think we like the cold lunch better.
How come?
Because you get to have whatever you want. You get to bring everything to lunch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you get to bring whatever you want.
Yeah.
Personally, I like cold lunch because I like leftovers.
Hot lunch sucks.
And why?
Because it tastes really bad and it's small. Cold lunch.
Why?
Hot lunch is a rip-off.
I
like hot lunch better because there's always new stuff every day.
I like hot lunch better because there's a lot of different foods to choose from.
Why?
Hot lunch. How come? Because it's hot.
Better because you get more of a variety of choices and it tastes good.
And it's got hot lunch.
I should know that you're no good for me. 'Cause you're hot and you're cold, you're yes then you're no, you're in then you're out, you're up then you're down, you're wrong when it's right.
We have learned is that health is a big part in lunch.
Because most people prefer cold lunch over hot lunch and vice versa.
Because in cold lunch you can bring exactly what healthy food you want, but in hot lunch you only get a certain amount of choices.
I like hot lunch. Cold lunch. Both.
Hot! I like cold lunch.
Cold lunch.
Hot lunch. Hot lunch.
Now that I've had lunch, I feel more energized. Where's Allie? Whoa! Where'd you come from?
I got those jeans from my dad. That reminds me of our next story. That's the one about the teachers wanting to be superheroes for one day.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Ready?
Hello there. Today we are interviewing people on their favorite superhero and what they would do for a day if they were that superhero.
My favorite superhero would probably be Superman because he's awesome, and if I were Superman for a day, I would probably go and try to save the world. I don't know, end world hunger and beat up the bad guys because they're like Somali pirates and stuff. That's what I'd do.
Who is your favorite superhero and what would you do if you were that superhero for one day?
Superman would be my favorite superhero, and if I were him for one day, I would fly all around the world to go to as many countries as I can.
Oh, we're going? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Mrs. Sanchez.
Hi, Sam. How are you?
We're going to asking you, what is your favorite superhero and what would you do for one day if you were that superhero?
Superhero. I think I kind of like Spider-Man. I think I like him because he's human, has a little extra power, and he's secret. Nobody knows who he is, and I think it would be so cool to, up in the air, do things like that. And I love helping people and saving people. So yeah. What else?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right. If I could have any superpowers in the world, I would probably choose to be able to leap buildings in a single bound like Superman. So I'd be able to have amazing jumping powers.
Hello, Matt. If you're a superhero for a day, who would you be? I think I'd create my own superhero and be Invisible Man. Nice. Yeah. And what would you do for a day if you're that superhero? I think I'd do this. Where'd he go? Surprise.
I'm Libby Cook, and my favorite superhero is Batman. And if I was a superhero for a day, I would fly around the world. Batman can't fly, we do.
What superhero would you be?
Thanks for watching Hawk News. I'm Hannah. We kind of forgot the wrap of the day. Right. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground, spent most of my days chilling and relaxing, shooting some b-ball up at the school when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got it. She said, you must